I feel like Wilder's mystique has been sold somewhat. I've watched a lot of Deontay Wilder's fights over the years. Even the fights where he does get devastating KOs, Wilder's been outboxed by people I wouldn't consider the greatest boxers on the planet. And he has been caught and he has been hurt by these people as well, not just the Tyson Furies of the world. I almost feel like a lot of the casual boxing fans maybe just jumped on it with Fury and maybe haven't watched Wilder's previous fights where he does get tagged, he does get hurt. Yes, we all understand that he's got the power, but I don't know if Wilder's ever fought someone as powerful as Anthony Joshua. I was thinking about this the other day. Luis Ortiz, Southpaw Cuban, was very, very powerful. Does he hit harder than AJ? Not sure. So I think AJ has the tools to cause him problems, but I think the one fear is I don't think AJ can be as hesitant as he has been in recent fights against Wilder, because Wilder, what really is impressive about Wilder, where I feel like I've seen sort of slippage with AJ mentally after the Usyk and Ruiz defeats. Wilder got bashed up by Fury 3 times, I thought, or twice really. There seems to be no slippage mentally whatsoever. He seems to be razor sharp still, no fear, and still fights like an absolute killer. Like, still fights exactly the same way. And you just have to marvel at that. So look, I think Wilder goes in as favourite, but I do think people maybe change their mind that AJ has no chance. I think AJ certainly has a chance, but he can't be as hesitant as he has been in recent fights.
Wilder has got up off the canvas and fought like a beast against Fury in that third fight. And like you say, bounced back from that second fight they had in defeat where he got smashed, he got demolished. I think the danger is with Wilder. Joshua's got to start quickly against him. The secret with Wilder, although he showed against Robert Helenius, this is Wilder, that he can now punch off the back foot. The secret against Wilder's and Fury exposed the blueprint is to push him backwards. Don't let him be the bully. I just don't know if what Joshua does early in a fight is enough to command against Wilder in that way. And there's the worry that Wilder seems to find that punch against people, and he is quite good wandering around the ring and being evasive. Listen, I agree with most people now that Joshua has to take risks against Wilder and take it to him early. If he does, great. If he doesn't, and he fights like that, his output's got to be bigger. He only threw 15 power punches in that fight.
Jeez. That's crazy.
In the first 3 rounds against Klitschko, he threw, I think it's 30 or 28 or something. So
yeah. That's alarming. That is, and also is alarming. You mentioned Fury sort of getting Wilder on the back foot, and you're right. Fury did push him back. Fury still got put down 4 times.
Exactly. He's got up. He got
put down. Yeah, he got up. I mean, I don't know. Like, I'll tell you now. There is no way on this earth AJ's getting up from that punch that Wilder landed in the third fight against Fury, where it was just literally on the button. Yeah, on literally where Wilder put every ounce of force through that right hand.
And it hit Fury here, didn't it? Fury here.
So it's messing with his equilibrium, and he still gets up.
Yeah.
So look, I don't know. But look, I want to see it. I think it will be... We've had some big fights in the last sort of 18 months. I think this will eclipse them all in terms of pay-per-view buys. I think there's still, for some reason, and I don't know why, there's still a massive intrigue in AJ versus Wilder. Both of them have been beaten. Wilder's 38, AJ's 33, 34. I thought it passed its sell-by date years ago, but people still desperately want to see it. And I think you just make it now. I think you make it. There's a lot of money on the line. Why not?
There's more money now for this fight than there ever was when Eddie Hearn, as he revealed to me, it's not revealed to me, but spoke to me about yesterday, was that there was $40 million there for Deontay Wilder to fight Anthony Joshua in 2018. I think this is Eddie. So we've been looking at that fight for 5 years. Yeah. And that would have been a very different fight then.
Oh, very.
The AJ of 2018 against Wilder was very exciting. It's still extremely exciting. it's a bit like an aging fighter who you've watched their career and they've been in loads of amazing fights on nights when you've got so much adrenaline, you don't sleep for 2 nights afterwards. We are waiting. We hope that AJ still has that great performance in him, you know?
Yeah. What is it with boxing where fights take so long to make, but yet they still make more money years later? Like, like we dream of fights happening now, and it's almost like the history tells you, no, wait 4 or 5 years and you'll make more money.
I don't know. I just think it's enigmatic, that whole thing. It's a phenomenon. But it's also because the more it's talked about, the more it's on off, the more it just becomes bigger, and the more people talk about it, and it's like we finally got it. They're not past their sell-by date. They're just different, evolved fighters. Like you say, they are more weather-worn. But I think that fight is part of an era that needs to happen. It's a bit like if Fury and Joshua never happens, you lament that forever because it came close to happening at least 3 times.
Yeah.
And the people in the know reckon, the teams reckon that fight's there no matter what happens between Wilder and Joshua. But if Joshua earns $60 million to fight Wilder in Saudi in January or February, and he gets catastrophically knocked out in the 7th round, will he really want to get up and fight Tyson Fury? Because even against Andy Ruiz, he wasn't splundered. They were fairly flash knockdowns, and he hasn't. He's got up from the Klitschko knockdown, which we have to remember as well to stop Klitschko. But if he's knocked clean out, will he recover from that mentally? Hellenius talked about that last week. How he was actually depressed for 3 months after Wilder knocked him out. Depressed.